Is it one more point required? Is it two? Is it three? Or could it be none? Who the hell knows with this season? Welcome to your Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest preview. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are. Whatever time of day you're watching this, hope you're having a fantastic day, and welcome to your preview for the big one, because every next match now becomes the big one. Regardless of what we thought of how big the Southampton match was, this now becomes huge against Chelsea. With most of the results going for us on Monday and over the weekend just gone, Forest find themselves in pole position to secure their Premier League survival. Look, whether you think we don't need any more points, 1, 2, 3, 40, whatever, I think we can all agree if we beat Chelsea this weekend, we are pretty much there. I'll be chatting to our boy Charlie tonight on his channel. I'll leave the link in the description and put it on the community tab down below. And also, we're going to be doing a segment with Chelsea Fan TV as well. And then we'll have Charlie on the live stream tomorrow as we get into the grumpy old Reds. So plenty of content coming out. Couldn't remember the word for a minute there. Please don't forget, if you're new here, well, if you're not new, any one of you, any single one of you, hit that like button. But if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to be a member, it's only 99p. And very quickly, you've only got till 7:30 tonight to get the last few tickets on the signed framed Felipe shirt from our friends at Football Prizes. Again, the link's in the description down below. Go get them before 7:30. And if you win it, I'm going to be tempted to buy it off you. All right, let's get into this preview. We need to talk about the Forest team, the Chelsea team, and can Forest do it? Alrighty, let's jump into it and let's bring you the injury update. So Serge Aurier is in a race to fitness to make it for the game this weekend. I feel from the words Steve Cooper has said today that they are pushing and will probably strap him up to make sure they can get him in, because he referenced the fact that Nico Williams is out. I think Serge probably gets in there. Look, if he doesn't, it means Worrell at right back. He wasn't bad against Southampton, but I would personally feel better if Aurier was able to play. If they're saying it's nip tuck, then I think he'd probably come on for 60 minutes and they'll do a tactical substitution and then bring Worrell on. So I expect him to start. There was nothing said about Lodi, so I don't think there's anything to worry about there. The interesting one is Dennis. Apparently, Dennis picked up a knock before the Southampton match, and he's out for this trip to Chelsea. What that knock is, I have no idea. I wish to God we could at least be told what type of injury some of our players get, let alone the length they're going to be out for. Anyway, we've talked about that plenty over the season so far. And then finally, some good news. Gustavo Scarpina is set to be back. He's back in full week. He's had a full week's training. Cooper's saying he's close. I think we might see him on the bench, man. We can't go to the end of the season without seeing him play. I mean, come on, man. Double Brazilian ball winner, man. We're golden ball winner even. We've got to unleash the beast at some point. But that's the injury update for you. So let's go and have a look at my predicted team. My predicted team is quite simple. And the simplicity of it is that I think Steve Cooper will want to revert back to what he did against Liverpool and what he did against Brentford. And because he has Bolly and Bolly came on and got some minutes under his belt, I feel that Bolly will start. As I mentioned to you in the update a second ago on the injuries, if Aurier's fit, that's probably the most likely thing that's going to happen in my opinion. That 4-3-3 was kind of saved and whipped out for a lesser team. Sorry, Mike. But I think Steve wants to go to his beloved back three. Now, am I against this against Chelsea? No, because honestly, if you offer me the most low blocky football on Saturday and guarantee me a 0-0 and a 1-pointer, I'll take it now, man. I think that'd be a cracking point. Will I enjoy watching it? No. I mean, we're going to have heart attacks again. This is Nottingham Forest. I mean, go back to Southampton. But I can see Cooper doing this, and Cooper by nature is a more defensively minded coach than he is an offensively minded coach. And it just makes sense to me. Now, obviously for that, you're going to lose one in the midfield. I think it would be Yates. I don't think Yates is fully 100%. He wasn't fully his normal self against Southampton, and I think he'll come on as an impact sub in the second half. And I need to cough 1 sec. So I think Danilo and Mangala carry on, and they're forming quite a good, tasty partnership in the middle there. And then Morgan Gibbs-White will move more into the middle. Now, I prefer Morgan Gibbs-White in this position rather than seeing him out on the left as we saw against Southampton. Look, he blew hot and really cold and really hot as well, all in one go at Southampton, all in one game. But I think he's more suited in the middle of the park where he can pull some strings. The problem with doing this is that then Jono becomes a number 9 rather than a wide playing midfielder. And when he goes out wide, you lose that number in the body. But what I like is the link-up play between Jono and Taiwo at the moment. There's some clear chemistry starting to develop. And Jono is looking for Taiwo straight away when he's getting in behind the defenders down that right-hand channel. And we got a goal from it against Southampton. So the more I think about it, the more I think Cooper will go with this team. Maybe one of the midfielders gets tagged out for Yates if he thinks Yates is fit enough. He did wear the captain's armband, so it's quite likely. I mean, if he's going to drop someone, it will be Mangala, and you'll go for a Danilo Yates combo in the middle. I don't think that would be strong enough to hold as a 2, but we'll have to wait and see. He could drop Taiwo and play Jono up front with MG-Dub in the hole and go for 3 in the middle. Or if he's feeling a bit ballsy, and what I would like to see is the exact same team fielded out that was started against Southampton. I think that's really close to our strongest team, minus a Dennis, minus a Scarpa. We can argue how they would fit in, but anyway, I think that was as close to our first team as you're gonna get. But Mangala needs to start for me because Mangala's turned into, I would call him the unghosted Freuler, because you start to notice him on the pitch. He's doing some of the ghost work that Freuler does, but he does it quicker and it's more effective. And I like what I'm seeing with Mangala. I always rated this player, and I think he's coming back into full fitness just at the right time for us. Do you agree with this team? Do you think Coops will go back 4? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's go have a look at the Chelsea team. Okay, this Chelsea team is harder to predict than the Nottingham Forest team. Why? Because when people take the piss out of Forest and they say we bought 6 billion players, you ask them have they never heard of Chelsea? Because Chelsea did it on, if we did it on this level, Chelsea were doing it up here on stupid level. 8 years deals, £100 million players, Endo Fernandez this, Mudryk this. It's just crazy. It's crazy to see how much Chelsea have spent. And they're struggling big time to bond. Chelsea will probably start in a formation similar to this, but there's no way I'm going to have got the players right. Because I think Felix will come back in for a start. They don't, even with all the money they spent, the biggest problem for me at Chelsea is this false 9 situation. Havertz, for me, isn't a false 9 player himself. I don't think he's good enough to play that position. And I think they have Aubameyang, who, okay, has his issues and everything else, but at least he's a number 9. Chelsea are, for me, next season, a striker and 1 or 2 other players away from being title contenders. But right now, it must feel so far away for the Chelsea fans. So far away. Because let's face it, they're closer to us than they are to the top 4. But you've got to respect the team. What you don't have to respect is their manager, Frank Retard. Because obviously he's managed the Sheepshaggers. And obviously he went on that hella loss streak that's been publicised all over the place until he ran into Bournemouth, who gifted him the 3 points. Now, is that a good thing for Forest or a bad thing? In my opinion, I'm glad they got the win against Bournemouth. It took that monkey off the back. It beaches them more. They literally have nothing to play for. However, they still are, I believe, on a 4-game loss streak when it comes to Stamford Bridge. And they need to maybe appease the crowd a little and get a win or 2 there. So my worry is they may be focused for that one final push to get a win to tick that box at Stamford Bridge. But they should really, really be beached right now. And I think it's a good opportunity. Forest have more to play for, have more to fight for. If we get 3 points here, that is it, man. Join me on the beach with your beach towels. I've been there since Monday, but maybe some of you are a bit apprehensive. But 3 points, and I'm sure the crowd will get a lot bigger on that beach. In terms of players to watch out for, Kante's their engine room still, man. Kante's come back. They're playing him in some weird-ass positions. I've seen him played as Cam. I've seen him played on the right of the centre mid. For me, he's still semi-box-to-box and more so a CDM. He used to be worth 2 players. He's still just as good, man. I'd take him at Forest tomorrow. Enzo Fernandez has been okay, decent touches here and there, still finding his feet a little. The Chelsea fans, I think, have been impressed with him. The one who seems to be a bit floppy is Mudryk. Big money signing, nicked him off Arsenal, had that stellar 20 minutes against Liverpool where he looked lightning fast and has basically done nothing since. Obviously now, as you guys know, I'm probably jinxing us. Jinxing, I can't even say the word, I'm so scared to jinx us. Obviously Reece James is their best player, seems he's injured, and Chalobah has been filling in at right back. And then it looks like when they used to play in a back 3, Frank Lampards tried to push them into a back 4. Now, will they stick with that? As I believe it or not, majority of the Chelsea fans prefer when they play in a back 3. Chilwell on the left-hand side, I think he's decent. And Gallagher seems to be one of Lampard's boys. One of those ones he's built through the academy, etc. But there's a whole raft of players on the bench. You got Sterling, you got Felix, who I personally would start. I highly rate him. Sterling, go back, I got receipts. Look back in June when he was moving to Chelsea, and I said, what a waste of money. I've never rated him. I think his shots are one of the weakest you'll ever see in football, and I just don't like him. Silva, Rolls Royce, might as well call him what he is. Hella defender, about 6 million years old, but still goes strong. However, he's struggled against Awoniyi at the City ground, and that's why I think it's imperative that Awoniyi plays. But that's the team. It won't be that, but this at least gives you a rough idea of what to expect from Chelsea. All right, it's prediction time. And how do I see the match going? I see the match going as always, and with every Forest one, it's easy to predict. We are going to play low block football. We are going to give up 70 to 80% possession, and we are going to try and hit them on the counter-attack. Now, is that the tactics for this? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that's the way we have to go. Get a point here, or do a smash and grab 1-0, or get an own goal, some dodgy VAR decision for once going in our favour, not the opposition's favour, and I'll bite your hand off. 1 point for me means that this race probably does go to the final day. 3 points means Forest take it, we're done, and we can light the cigars as we watch Arsenal's tears as they will be officially confirmed as out of the title race at the City ground. Win, lose or draw. It'll be fantastic. What do I think the score's going to be? 0-0 is what I want. What do I think? Let me give you head and heart. Heart says Chelsea will sneak a 2-0, a 2-1. Wait, that's head, not heart. Heart says Forest get a 0-0. We haven't had a clean sheet in 11 or 12 games. Every streak has to come to an end. I'm going with 0-0. You give me that now before the match and I'll bite your hand off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Get your predictions in. Hit that like button while you're down there. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And we'll see you later on Charlie's channel for the preview of Chelsea versus Nottingham Forest. Come on, you Reds.